Okay, so that's a wrap on our 2001 YZ250 build. As you can see, the thing came out amazing. We just shot it with RacerX. We didn't ride it. Long story, but this bike's going to Texas. My buddy Donnie's taken out to our guy Johnny Posca out there in Texas, and he's leaving tomorrow, and we are in our very rare SoCal rainstorms that we get, and we're at Glen Helen today, and this museum's really cool at Glen Helen, and unfortunately, it's just too muddy to ride out here. Also, it would just destroy this bike being in this muddy conditions. It's like an MXGP mud race is what we got going on out here. But as you can see, those have been following this build. We did make a few changes on some parts at the end. Long story there, but we made a few changes on some parts, but the bike just came out amazing. Decal works, hit it out of the park with our graphics. We changed up the seat cover. We had that blue sides on there. We changed up the seat cover to match our graphics a little bit better. And we fixed out that we had a little gap here and here on the seat. We got that really dialed in. So it fits up nice. The Clark tank fits up well. And these graphics look really cool. So just to recap, most that have been following the bike, you can look at our past videos and see all the steps of the build we did. But the main thing is, and you can go over to RacerX to get the full, where I list all the parts. Watch that video on RacerX, and in the magazine you can see the full story where we list and talk about everything. Most of you have seen a lot of it. The main thing is, people ask, what's it cost to do this? And it's in the range, typically, of anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 to fix up a two-stroke like this. It just depends how much and how big you're going to go. If you're going to make it look pretty or just break it all down and make it all run well and have a good reliable bike, because the suspension has to be good and the engine has to be good, and like your linkage, all those types of things have to be good. Chain sprocket, that stuff. Okay, so all the drive. It doesn't have to look good to be good running bike. And so that's what you have to decide if you want to do on these older bike builds. So you have to decide what you want to do. Thanks for watching the video so far. Don't forget, if you're going to shop for new parts for your dirt bike at RockyMountainATVMC.com, to click on the link in our description below. Okay, so again, getting back to the point of how much it's worth it, I tell guys, we don't expect anyone to go build one of these because the math can be very difficult with the cost of bikes now. To find a good core bike to start with can be $2,000 to $2,500 to find a good bike. The days of finding these things for under $1,000 are getting pretty hard with the way things are right now on supply and demand over the last 2 years. So in this case, let's say you found a bike for $2,500 and then you put $5,000 into it. Real quickly, you're like, why don't I just buy a brand new YZ250? And you get real close there. So, and I can't argue with anyone that says that at all. So a lot of these builds have to be sentimental, has to be something you want to do in that case. Now, you can take bits and parts of what we've done here and hopefully apply that to whatever build you're doing. But like I said, if you're going to do one of these, the key part is making sure that it runs well, suspension works well, linkage. Don't worry so much about the looks until you go after that and you want it to get to that point. On this one, we did add a plastic skid plate at the end, which we got off an aluminum frame bike. So an 06 to 22 frame bike, we got a plastic skid plate and we cut it to fit. So it's not a full coverage skid plate, but it's good for motocross. And we cut it so that and we added some holes so you don't have to take your pipe off to take the skid plate off and on. Because nothing's worse than having to take the pipe off to do that when you want to change your oil or anything like that. So this wing's we got it set up, it's pretty easy to take the skid plate off and on. We also made up some patterns for the frame, and I had decal work, so I work with closely. I had them make up some frame tape for us just because it looks amazing. We went ahead and used the yellow, same yellow that's in our graphics to really, accent these graphics. And we had just some amazing companies involved in this build. ICW strengthened up our radiators, and those things came out amazing. Of course, FMF, the entire engine, of course, with Wiseco, we got just some great help there. Sano Metal Finishing helped us with all the vapor blasting and sandblasting and Cerakoting. ProX with a lot of our small kits that are around the entire bike. Of course, Dunlop on our tires on our Faster USA wheels that we got built with the stock hubs. We did try to keep the cost down there a little bit rather than buying full wheels because everything's a little bit difficult right now. We bought some rims. I bought these rims on OfferUp. I found a good deal on these yellow rims, and then we recoated the stock hubs, and there's some videos that show all that. A big thing is the ODI bars and grips. We really like the feel of these Champ Ben and grips. Just a great look and feel. So I think that about covers it. You can listen to a little bit more two-stroke sounds at the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what we're doing, and feel free to email us any questions or comments you have. Email's the best. You can find us in our contact tab in our bio, and hopefully you enjoy. OnX Off-Road, know where to go with the #1 GPS app. Access 500,000 miles of trails and roads, open dates and public lands. The Elite version even shows landowners and property boundaries. Download the OnX Off-Road app. To save 20%, use the discount code DBTV1.